good sources is the best way to describe it. Now I have here a Tesco's own brand clear honey. The interesting aspect of this is when you look at the ingredients at the back, it actually doesn't say. The only thing it alludes to here is a blend of non-UE honey. Now, sometimes these can be cut with other things. They can be cut with seed oils. They can be cut with corn syrup and other sugars that are manufactured, which aren't going to give us the benefits. In this way, I would have you, and it's wrapped in plastic as well, so I would have you not use these kinds of things. The best thing would be to get from direct from an apiary, right? So I have here the brand is Medusa's, and this is going to be
Manuka honey.
Brand, but this is forest flower raw honey.
Manuka honey.
So this is organic, unprocessed honey from a single apiary direct.
The guy who I'm watching.
So straight from the beehive to the jar. No added manufacturing processes and systems here.
He got like a lot of different expensive honey's that he's displaying.
In its consistency relative to the
another kind of honey
so mixing it can be a little bit
that I have.
But the taste is phenomenal.
This kind of honey.
Certainly taste the difference, respectively.
I got these honey straws
Well, this is
from the Savannah Bee Company.
I think I only got this for like £10, and there's 1.4 kilograms of honey in here, so this is going to last me a long, long time. I've recently purchased some bee pollen, which has
this honey comes from
parallel scientific literature to be testosterone boosting, similarly to the raw honey. There's also bee bread you might want to look into as well, and also raw royal jelly honey.
Savannah, Georgia.
So
distributed by Savannah, Georgia. And because I'm in the Carolina, me consuming this kind of honey is very important. But I also enjoy using the Manuka honey for its oral benefits, not only the testosterone benefits. As someone who's increasing their masculinity through fitness training, dietary testosterone boosters are very important for myself. That's what I be on. I be on a lot of stuff like that. But I really enjoy these honey straws.
Raw honey is the go-to, and maple syrup as well. But again, I'm very interested.
Pure honey, man.
Recommendations on here.
Honey. How Erica about to do this thing.
So can honey increase your testosterone levels? Let's look at the research.
You ain't been to the education.
Bears, most famously known for their honey love by Winnie the Pooh, are the highest testosterone with gorillas are honey lovers.
And I wanted to do a video to look at some of the mechanisms behind why honey may actually be able to increase testosterone. And I always love looking at the mechanisms behind why a certain substance may elicit a response in our bodies, because to me, understanding the mechanisms is more understanding the science. So why might honey be able to increase testosterone at a cellular level? Well, one of the reasons is because it may influence luteinizing hormone, which is a key signaling hormone that actually increases testosterone production by the Leydig cells in the testicles in men, and honey actually increases LH. They found that rats who were administered 100 milligrams per kilo of body weight of honey
for 35 days had higher serum levels of luteinizing hormone compared to controls. In addition, in male rats, 1 gram per kilo of body weight for 40 days was found to upregulate luteinizing hormone in both normal and diabetes-induced rats. So the first effect that honey may have is to increase LH directly, almost acting like a serum in a way, like clomiphene, by increasing luteinizing hormone and therefore increasing endogenous testosterone production. It also may directly affect the health of Leydig cells and testicular tissue. This study showed that 1.2 grams per kilo of body weight for 13 weeks increased both the functioning and number of Leydig cells, as well as various other parameters that showed testicular health. Quite interestingly, in rats who were given certain chemicals to directly induce toxicity in their testicles, they actually found that honey reversed some of these effects and protected the testicles against damage from these chemicals. So these studies show that honey might have some antioxidant or protective role directly against the tissue and directly against damage from certain compounds in our environment. These substances should have, in theory, induced testicular damage. The fact that scientists accept that versus controls is quite interesting as to its protective and defensive mechanism in the body. And there is actually further evidence of honey's antioxidant effect, especially in relation to testosterone production. Male rats who were exposed to the workplace for 13 weeks and who were given honey actually had higher levels of testosterone than those who were not given honey at all. The usual oxidative stress that comes with diabetes was offset when given honey. The third mechanism, really interestingly, is that honey may actually act as an aromatase inhibitor. You see, honey contains a very powerful compound called chrysin, which is a powerful inhibitor of the enzyme aromatase, which usually converts testosterone into estrogen, but when that's inhibited, you get more testosterone because not as much is being converted. Not only this, but chrysin also upregulates the STAR protein, which is a protein that plays a really crucial role in transporting cholesterol from the outer mitochondrial membrane.
Alright, I'm gonna listen to some music and talk about what I want to talk about.
Testosterone is currently at an all-time low, and scientists estimate that if sperm count and testosterone keep dropping at their current rate, then the average man is going to be infertile by 2045, which is a huge problem. If you want to be able to build muscle, have functioning reproductive organs, and have normal levels of confidence and ambition, and reduce your stress and anxiety, then you need to prioritize your hormonal health. There are a few basics that you need to do, like getting good sleep, having a good diet, and exercising regularly, and a few others. And once you've got those covered, there are a few specific tools that you can start using to really maximize your testosterone and your sexual health. So there are 4 bee products that you can use to really boost your testosterone. Obviously the most well known is honey. Honey is made from nectar from flowers, and it's a kind of long-term food source that the bees store in their hive for when there's not many flowers around, like in the winter. Honey increases testosterone in your blood. It contains a chemical called chrysin, which blocks the conversion of testosterone into estrogen, so you maintain high testosterone in your blood. And it contains a bunch of other chemicals like phenols, boron, and nitric oxide, and together these increase antioxidant activity, which protects your testosterone producing cells. They increase blood flow to the testes, and the result of all of this is increased testosterone and androgen receptor activity, and this will result in more muscle growth, more facial and body hair, more strength, better sexual performance, and all these benefits that you see from testosterone. Another bee product.
I just wanted to get some of those experts to talk about what I'm about to talk about. But my name is Jamel Redemption. This is RBMDRT, repairing broken men by doing righteous things. What's up? I've just reached like 75 plus days on my no-fap semen retention streak that I'm on right now. And one of the main things that I've been noticing is my increase in testosterone. No, I haven't got testosterone labs, but just from noticing my mannerisms and noticing the reconstruction of my face, I know that my testosterone is increasing. Peace, fam. But honey, on this journey, I got some Manuka honey right here, and then I got some honey from Savannah, Georgia. Using honey along with other dietary practices I've noticed the increase in testosterone production in my body. And like I said, I ain't get no labs, you know, nobody knows your body like you. So I know when my testosterone levels are lower and higher. Like, for example, when you stressed out, you increase your cortisol levels, right? And at my most stressful times in life, years ago, it was very evident the things that were stressing me out. And they were stressing me out for reasons that were basically stupid. But as I maintain no fat semen retention streak, a healthy workout regimen, I notice less stress. So I notice I get more sleep, better quality sleep. I'm not drinking alcohol. So when you're not drinking alcohol, you get better quality sleep. That right there lowers your cortisol. It's less stress on you. So your cortisol levels are declining. How man say on BD. You know what I mean? So when your cortisol levels are declining, your testosterone levels ain't got no choice but to influx. So having a less stressful life, let's start right there. Having a less stressful life is very key. And like the brother who was talking earlier about the national declining testosterone levels in America and on a global scale, because men are ejaculating like, you know what I mean? It's lowering. So no fat semen retention is so vital to your survival. Because yeah, man, survival is based on reproduction. So they say by 2045, the average male will be impotent because low testosterone levels. So how do you combat that? How do you combat that? I know how I combat that. I strive to increase my testosterone levels. Oh yes, I strive to develop more intellectual, prowess, reading, doing research. But when it comes to the human physiology, nutrition is very important with that. Water intake, of course. Your brain is what they say, like 80% water, something like that. So your brain can't function without that, of course. So yeah, we try to consume the fruits, the vegetables, and whatnot. But last month I started working at a restaurant. Now before last month, I was very dedicated to my intermittent fasting, my no fried food, my no processed food regimen. But when I got this job, there's so much free fried food around, I ain't gonna lie, I went ham. And I ain't even gonna lie on that. And I don't eat pork, but because it was accessible, I probably done ate pork probably twice this month. Ugh. I did it though. But it's like, a couple of weeks ago, I caught myself, I caught myself, peace fam, I caught myself in the act, and I was like, man, get back on your square as far as your regimen. So, I really, about 2 weeks ago, I got me some Manuka honey, and I really started monitoring myself, cause like I had went back and watched they clone Tyrone again, and mind you, I'm currently working in a restaurant, right? So in they Clone Tyrone, if you seen that movie, you saw that it was like they put the powder in the chicken. That's probably why I'm laughing right now, because they put the powder in the chicken. They do. You know it's true. They put the powder in the chicken. They put the powder in the chicken. They do. So you gotta be mindful of that, especially if you work in food and bev. Especially if you work in any kind of restaurant, you gotta be mindful for. And it takes a lot of discipline. Like, I say it was like 2015. In 2015, I was working in a restaurant on the beach, and I challenged myself to do a water fast for 2 weeks in a restaurant, and I did it. I did it. But in those type of restaurants where there's more non-processed food, they don't got as much powder in the chicken. You know. But when you go into a fast food type establishment, i.e. the one I'm working in now, damn, I hope they don't see this video. Anyway, there's more powder in the chicken. Let's believe. That's that add water. That's that add water. So you gotta be mindful of that add water, although it's accessible and enticing. That's from the people who work in the food industry. Yeah, that food accessible, but what I've done to combat that is to make sure I gravitate toward, because it's free food. So I'll gravitate towards the non-processed vegetables, the green things, the things with color, the things that aren't fried. And if you can munch on lettuce all day, life hack. You can munch on pickles all day, life hack. You feel me? And I've developed a thirst, a lust. No, I don't say lust, because that's another one. We're still talking about semen retention, no fat. And that's another thing you gotta watch in food and bev, because they got some nice looking biddies in them restaurants, and you know you gotta lower your gaze. If you know my Muslim brother in this live right now, so you know about lowering our gaze. And in this Western world, is difficult to stay focused on, you know, the Most High when, you know. But in food and bev, or in any workplace, I'll even expand that, and I'll expand that like this. In any workplace, you gotta be mindful, because bad company corrupts good, you know what I mean, good manners. So it's like, we gotta be mindful of that. But as far as like no fat semen retention goes, at day 75 plus, because I know I'm like at 75, 77, I don't even know, I'll be losing count, and I didn't look at my tracker, but I know I'm approaching day 80. And like I said, I ain't got no lab tests. I ain't got no blood work done to really, give you a number point of where my testosterone level was at prior to this streak. But I could tell you that I know myself that my testosterone levels have increased. So, honey is one of those things that I used. And before I leave off this broadcast, I just want to encourage brothers who are practicing no fap and semen retention to stay encouraged and stay committed, and use honey too, because ultimately when you practice no fap and semen retention, it's about the cultivation of your seed. Yes, one day we're going to get off that, pure monk mode of semen retention, and we're going to be able to populate, whatever the case may be. But until then, we have to cultivate that seed. One thing about no-fap and semen retention, it gives you more awareness of not only the potential of your seed, but where you want to plant your seed. This is why we have a lot of unplanned pregnancies, because most men ain't out here practicing no-fap semen retention at all. When I wasn't at all, I had an unplanned pregnancy. You know, praise the Lord for that. You feel me? But the circumstances weren't optimal. But at this point in my no-fap semen retention journey, I'm more aware of the potential of my seed, and I'm more cognizant of not spreading my seed in unfertile land. Although the land may be fertile, it may not be fertile, if that makes any sense. But yeah, man, keep practicing no-fap semen retention. Once you get to day 75, keep pushing, because I've came to the conclusion that once I reach day 120, I'm gonna change how I'm operating on semen retention, no-fap. I'm definitely gonna stay on no-fap. Like, forget the adult videos. I'm not going back to adult videos. Forget that. You know, God willing, I won't ever go back to consuming adult video content. At least not in the capacity of a website or a video. You know, I might start following models again, because I included that in my no-fap journey. I unfollowed virtually every model. Yeah, I see some every once in a while on my social media, but for the most part, I got rid of the models. But after day 120, God spare life, it's gonna be a shift in how I approach semen retention. But how I approach no-fap is a lifestyle change that I think every man, especially in this nation, needs to be practicing, because it's all about the cultivation of your seed, and the protection of your seed, and the protection of your testosterone levels. Let he who has an ear, let them hear. Peace.